Okay, so welcome to the tutorial, the 12 free characters tutorial. Here I am on the blog, alexrmz.com, simple URL on the store page. And this is the only pack available right now, although I do have some more coming up, so do stay tuned. Here I am on the 12 characters page. You can read a little bit about the work that went into it, and you get to see the full cast of characters in the pack. So we have different professions, and really whatever you need. Go to download at the bottom to get the packs, and you're going to see 4 options. You really only need one though. I have AI files or EPS files, whichever you want. I don't know who would prefer the EPS files, but just in case I included them. And now the reason why there are 4 of them is because I included Creative Cloud versions and CS3 versions. The reason for that being is because on this computer I have CS5 installed, and on my Windows I have Creative Cloud installed, and they don't work very well together, right? So here I'm going to click CS3. So if you have CS6 through CS3, this will work just fine for you. Click download as zip, and the download will start right here. But I already have it downloaded, so I'm going to pause it, cancel. I should have it here. Okay, so I have the pack here, and as you can see I have all of the characters, and here's the doctor. I'm going to open it up. What actually, hey, it's already opened up. Press F to go full screen. And now I'm going to show you guys how to edit this guy, play around with it, and do your own thing. Maybe turn him into another character. So here you can see that the layers are pretty well organized for something that I did. So here it says right arm, left arm. I didn't put leg. I didn't put right leg or left leg, but you can figure that out. So if we start digging into this character and see what he's made of, you'll see that it's a simple flat character. Here we have 2 rectangles and a circle. Very simple. So that's one of the reasons why flat characters are so fun to work with, because you can create them right away, animate them right away, and you're done. And they have a certain look to them, a nice aesthetic to them. Alright, so like let's say you need a bald doctor. Boom, there you go, hairless doctor. Now let's move that back, undo. And if you're new to animating, I would download this pack and then kind of just break it up. It's a simple character to design, so you can start learning how different shapes make different characters. If you're just getting into Illustrator, this would be good for you too. I'm kind of just breaking into Illustrator myself. I used to use Photoshop a lot to animate, but I'm moving over to Illustrator because it works well with After Effects. So let's change him into something else. Let's say you don't need a doctor. Let's make him Elvis. Here I'm just selecting this rectangle. I'm going to go to the pen tool and get the pencil with the plus. This is the add the anchor point tool. Click once there, click once over here, and now this little white arrow here, you can just click A and grab it. So, oh, my bad, okay, click, and then we can drag this way, click, oh, I guess we didn't add an anchor point there. Oh, there we go. And let's click. Hopefully it added an anchor point this time. Okay, it looks like it did. Oh, let's click it, and then I'm having trouble here. There we go. And I'm still having trouble. Nice, okay. So give that a nice flare. That's a very Elvis-like sleeve. Let's go to the other side. Well, if you do want to align this, you can use these here, the little rulers. Let's click the rectangle, go to add anchor point, click right on the bottom of that gray band. Well, you don't actually have to be following along. I just want to show you guys that it's very easy to just create whatever you want with this pack. I want to delete this guide, so let's get away. Let's throw that. Okay. And Elvis does not need a stethoscope, so let's get rid of this. Where is the stethoscope at? So here's the shirt details. Here's the stethoscope. So we can just go ahead and delete that whole layer, and that's gone. Maybe we don't even need a pocket. Let's delete that. Okay. Now check this out. I'm going to get the pants and make it white. And he's going to turn into Elvis immediately. Look at that. Looks a lot more like him now. We're going to have to get rid of that hat. And this is no longer an undershirt. He likes to let it hang out there like that. Let's see if we can widen this neck. Or let's make this neck a little deeper. Okay. Grab everything here. And now this outline shape, this kind of helps you accentuate the shape of the collar. Okay, that's not working. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. This one, I guess, let's get rid of this middle one. I don't want that there. Move that down. Move this one a little lower. Okay. And let's connect this one in the middle. Okay. Now this is all using this white one down here. So if I were to click this one and try to move that, that would be tough because that is how you move the entire object. So hopefully you know that by now. Okay. There we go. Let's get in here real deep like. There we go. There we go. This is looking nice. Now here, this is crooked. There we go. Okay, that looks alright. That looks, it could look better. But it's gonna do for now. I'm going through this fairly quickly. Okay. Now we might want to add a belt there, but that's fine for now. Alright, we really got to get rid of this hat though, because that does not look very Elvis-y. Let's get rid of the hat. The hat's right here. Just delete the whole layer. Now we can keep the hair, that's fine. But if we're gonna build more hair, the hairline's probably gonna come up around over here, so we're gonna need to stretch his head. So click A, click the head. I'm gonna add an anchor right in the middle. Go ahead, click A again, grab the anchor and move it up. There we go. So now I'm gonna find the hair layer. Well, here's the head layer. Let me add another layer in the head layer. I'm going to call this hair mane. So this is the main part of the hair here. Go back to the pen tool. And I hope you know how to use the pen tool a little bit. It's all about the curves. It's all in the curves, right? So let's try to even this out here. Get right at the edge. I'm not sure what Elvis hair looks like exactly. It's different in different photos. Sometimes it's very big, sometimes it looks a little more normal. But this should suffice. Well, that looks a little too flat, I think. Let's see, let's make this bigger towards the top. A little bigger. Because he has like this flap that comes up, right? In the front there. And then let's give him some bangs. This is very easy to create, so let me just zoom in here so you guys can see how easy these shapes are. So click once, click twice. Now these are no curves, these are all just straight lines. Look how easy that is. That's basically just 3 lines, and then I'm going to close this shape and we're done. Alright, and so no one else can see that this shape ends right there. It all looks continuous. If someone were to watch this little animation, it looks like a continuous piece. So that's the secret to Illustrator, kind of hiding what's really going on in the shapes there. Okay, so there's the Elvis character. It could use a lot of work, but there's one way that, see, we just had one character here. That was the doctor character, and we transformed him to Elvis. Maybe some chest hair would be cool. So let's make him smile. Right. Let me show you guys how to change the mouth pretty easily. So I'm going to select A, and here you can see it has many different anchor points. Oh. So here's one anchor point, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get rid of all of them except 3. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Now his mouth is just a square. Let's get rid of one more, and it becomes a triangle. Let's move this anchor point to the middle. Now that looks like a smile already. But let's go back here and then grab this one. And this turns the anchor point. You can get handles on it and smooth it out. Let's press A again and come in. Now you can make it a big smile like that, or a regular looking smile. Let's zoom out and see what it looks like. There, see, Elvis is a little bit happier now. Or maybe he looks like a Siegfried and Roy character. Not sure. I'm not sure who it looks like now. Cool. Alright, now let's discard this guy completely. Okay, so now we're in After Effects here, and I have the CS3 Illustrator pack open. I'm going to find the construction worker. Here we go. So here's the cool thing about this pack. I can just drag and drop without editing that. Let me move this over here. Let me move the effects over here. Okay, without any editing of the file, I throw it in and it comes in as a composition, and that's what you want for animating. So here it is, open now. I'm going to click this one here so that we can see the character against a transparent background if there is no background available. So let me customize my layout here to make it easier for me to show you guys. Okay, so let's go half here. So this is cool. Everything's broken up into layers here. So of course, you know, nose is the nose, eyes are the eyes, and so forth and so forth. Let me show you guys 2 simple ways to animate. One is using the pick whip, and the other is using the puppet tool. So let's do the pick whip first because it's pretty easy to learn. So I have the right and the left arm. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the Y, and you see this changes. So I'm going to go to the right arm and move this pick whip. Well, let's make sure that, okay, that's my right, that's his left. Move the pick whip towards the shoulder, and let's do the same thing. Left arm, move the pick whip to the shoulder. Nice. Now let's select both of the arms, click R, and that's going to allow us to rotate. So there, I'm rotating the left arm, and now I'm rotating the right arm. And that's one way to animate with the pick whip, because now we can select these two and then parent them to where is it at? Okay, overalls main. Okay, so now whenever we move the overalls, you see how the hands follow that? Now why does that matter? Because we're probably going to have to parent everything else to these overalls. Let me show you how to do that right now. So let me undo that. Okay, so let's start with the face. So here we have the face, the main parts of the face. Let's bring the hard hat in there, and let's bring the hair in there. Let's bring these all together to make it easy for us to understand what's going on. So here I'm selecting everything except the head. So the head's over here. I'm going to select all of these and then use the pick whip to parent them to the head. So now whenever the head moves, everything else moves too. So that's what we want. And now let's bring some of these layers back. Oh, I guess I moved it too much. Let's parent this again. Okay, now let's bring all these layers back. Now the head, let's parent that to the overalls as well. So now wherever the overalls move, the head and the arms move. Alright, let's do one more round of parenting. 2 more rounds. Let's do the legs. Parent the legs to the pants, and then parent the pants to the overalls. So now everything from here on down is parented to the overalls, but these straps and this button, they're still free. So go to the straps and the shirt pocket. I said button, that's a pocket. Okay, grab the pick whip and parent them to the main. Overalls main, that just means this main block over here. So now everything moves together except that undershirt. Dang it, I forgot it. Okay, undershirt, connect that to the main. Boom, now we're good. So let's say I want him to move from left to right. Instead of moving everything, now we just have to move the main from left to right. So click on main, click P for position, and I'm going to click the stopwatch. So that is our first keyframe. I'm going to zoom into the timeline here. I'm going to go a ½ second forward, and then I'm going to move him there. I just moved him to the right a little bit. So now you watch the playback and he moves to the right. Very cool. So let's say when he gets to this point, we want his arms to be in the air, like if he's happy about it. So let's go to the arms. Okay, now click the stopwatch. They're both selected. Click the stopwatch. Then go to the end point, and then we'll do this one by one. So here is the left arm. Oh, wrong way. Okay, we want it to be high. There we go. There we go. Like he's raising the roof. There we go. Just like that. Or he's being arrested. Not sure which is going on. Alright, now let's see what happens. Then you press play. Nice. Press play. He's electric sliding. Let's play around with the legs a little bit. Where are the legs at? Okay. Let's click R, and now we can rotate. Boom. Boom. But they don't rotate right. That's because the anchor point is way up here. So you can press Y. Bring the anchor point right to where the leg meets the pants. And then also there's another problem going on here, which I will tell you about right now after I move this other anchor point. So move the anchor point to the top of the leg there. Let's just make sure, yeah, okay, good. But the problem is, click R to rotate, And if I move around, oh, well, you see the little edge there, and we don't want to see that, so I'm going to click 0 so that it's straight. I'm going to highlight both legs and then just click up. Click the up arrows a little bit so that the legs are a little higher. Okay, that's good, but see, now we see it. Now the legs, when they swivel around, you see them behind the shirt. So I'm going to click 0 here to make them straight, and I'm going to drop them below the pants. And actually I'm going to drop them below everything. So they're going to be behind the overalls, everything. Okay. Highlight them both again. I'm going to press R. Oh. Okay, R. I'm going to stopwatch. Let's zoom in here just to make it easy for you guys to see. Then I'm going to go to where it ends. So everything, all motion ends right here. Here I'm going to make him do the splits. Let's see what that would look like. Okay, maybe that's too far. We're seeing a little bit of that there. So okay, so maybe he does like a jumping jack motion with his legs. They just kind of spread a little bit. Maybe he is being arrested. He's in a spreadum motion, or position I should say. Okay, let's go back and watch this playback. Cool. He's like, if you go back and forth, it could look like he's doing jumping jacks. Up, and then he falls back down. Cool. So let's make him hop, like if he had hopped over here. Here I'm clicking the main, which dictates the motion from left to right. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and click here. Now, when you click the anchor points for the movement, you could see these little handles appear. If you click the handles, that kind of lets you give the motion direction. So here I'm going to give it this parabola shape, and then he should move. He should follow this line. He should go up and then down. Let's make it a little more harsh. Okay, let's see what happens. Up, now. So maybe he was scared over here and then had to land on this side. So that's an easy way to animate these guys. Let me just do the face for you guys real quick, and then we'll move on to the puppet tool. Eyes. Press P, because we're not going to rotate these. We're going to move them from side to side. So the eyes are going to go, well, let's okay, eyes are here. When he gets to the high point, I want him to look at the sky. Look up. So he's looking up, and then when he lands, I want him to look at the ground. So now that we're here, and I already clicked the stopwatch, just gonna move him down to look at the ground. See what that looks like. There, you see a little bit of movement there. So that's a simple way to use the pick whip tool. This is now time for the puppet tool, which I'm going to add to this arm over here. So this one right here, let's zoom in a little bit, and the tool is right over here. Click. And now this is parented to the main, but I mean, we don't even need, it doesn't even need to be parented to anything. So I'm going to click on the shoulder, I'm going to click on the hand, get rid of this here, and as you can see, you can move it around and make him fist pump, make him dance, stretch it, but you can see it distorts pretty easily, so you got to be careful with that. So you can move it from that side, or you can move it from this side. It works off a series of joints that you create on the hand. So I'm going to add a joint right here. So you usually want to do that so here's the shoulder, the hand, and the elbow. If I were to add it to the legs, I would do it to here, the middle, and the bottom. So usually where people have joints, so that way the motion looks fluid and a little bit realistic. Not really realistic. It just looks fluid and it looks right. So click U. Make sure you have the layer selected. Click U, and it gives you keyframes in the beginning. So I'm just gonna go a half a second forward, and let's make sure this is selected. Let's move it up a little bit. See how it deforms right in the middle, right here? That's because you want to move that middle one around as well. It will deform pretty easily, so let's move this up a little bit, and then the middle one, let's have it follow along with it too. Let's not make it shorter as it goes. Okay, that's good right there. Let's see what that looks like right there. Okay, and then move it to one second, and then bring the hand way up here, and then move the elbow a little higher too. Okay, perfect. So now we have it bending, and now let's have him call someone over. Okay, now move back to create that waving motion, then go forward a little bit, then move it back, and move forward a little bit, then move it back, and then forward a little bit, and you guessed it. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's really deforming, so you're gonna want to watch out when you use this tool. I'm trying to do this kind of quickly, so it's gonna look weird. Okay, so you have him calling over. Very nice. Let's try some leg motion now, and I'm gonna do his left leg, which is my right. Click here, and remember we're gonna add 3 joints, one up top, one in the middle, and one down low. Let's get rid of this. And now you can swing, swing, swing back and forth. Oh, watch out for that distortion again. So here you could kick a ball. It's a pretty powerful tool. You just have to be careful how you use it. So click U to see the keyframes again. Let's move it forward and then swing this way. Move it forward and swing that way. And move it forward. Let's have his knee come up and his foot follow. This is just random motion, but you should like dance or something. And let's bring it back and have it swing the other way. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, see, it looks random. It's kind of what I want right now because I don't care. Okay. And now when it comes back here, the knee's gonna come back to the middle, and he's just gonna swing back and forth, back and forth. Nice. Okay, let's do that to the other leg. Let's add 3 anchors. Press U on that layer, and you'll see your keyframes, and then move one way, then move the other way, then move one way, and you guessed it, the other way. So I'm just going to keep doing this until the 3-second mark. Let's add a little pep in his step. The knee comes up on this one. And then this way, you know what? I'm going to change some of these. That bottom one, I'm going to get rid of these because I want them to end like Michael Jackson here. So, let's get the puppet tool here. I want him to be like on his tiptoes. Okay. Yeah, I know you can't see where his toes are because of the way these are, but the way his feet look, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, see, and you gotta watch out for that distortion because it will kill the animation. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Yeah, the knees looking weird, so that is something you can change where when you go into the options for the puppet tool and change the amount of triangles. Oh, that's the Michael stance right there. Not really, but that's as close as we're gonna get to it right now. So let's go back to his hand and see what's going on. Let's see the whole character. What is he doing right now? See, that's the taunt right there, trying to dance battle. Let's get rid of every motion until he starts waving. So he starts waving right here at these keyframes. So delete everything before then, and he's just going to be waving the whole time. So wave, wave, wave. That's the bring it on stance. And then at the end of here, when his feet land, I'm going to have him grab his hat. We're going to get as close as we can to that. Okay. His hand comes here. His hand comes up here. It's like Michael grabbing his hat over here. I know it's a horrible job, but we're going to have to deal with it. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, press N and then let's loop that and see how it looks. Whoa. Oh, that's not the end. The end is with these keyframes. And okay, he'll grab his hat there. Okay, let's watch that replay. Yeah, it looks weird. But that is the puppet tool. So these kind of things would be tough to do with the pick whip, and that's why the puppet tool is an option, although it's kind of difficult to use for first time users. So hopefully you guys learned something there. I'll throw up some video previews of the next animation pack that I'm going to be giving out, and also my tutorial for how to animate characters in After Effects and then in Illustrator and then animate them in After Effects. How to actually, it's a little more in depth than this one. So go ahead, check that out, visit the blog and download the pack. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Remember, these are free to use for personal and even commercial use. So if you come up with anything cool, send it to me. There's no credit needed, but it would be cool if I got to see what people did with these. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Until later, peace.